coming on, and this is February, the month of love. Our talking points today is basically we're going to talk about financial compatibility. Talking about financial compatibility. Hey everyone, if you're coming in and you're seeing me here, it's because I'm live in my kitchen and I'm having a blast. What are we talking about today? Financial compatibility. If, for example, you are with a partner, are you financially compatible? I'm not talking about physically compatible, same height, tall, handsome, whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about financial compatibility. Are you compatible with each other? So what does financial compatibility mean? Financial compatibility is all about understanding each other's spending habits, debts, savings goals, financial priorities, and attitude towards money. I'm going to say that again. What is financial compatibility? It is understanding your partner's saving goals, spending habits, debt, attitudes towards money, and financial priorities. Those are the 5 things that you need to think about if you're going into a relationship or in a relationship with someone else. So, what does that mean? Are you financially compatible with your partner? Well, let's talk about a few talking points that relate to this. How it's important for us to be able to understand the next person's thoughts, processes when it comes to money, and how we can potentially work together. So the first thing I want to talk about is it easy to talk about money? No, it's not. It's very difficult, actually. It's very difficult to be able to talk openly with someone about money. So things we need to consider first. One study said that only 17% of people in relationships regularly talk about money with their partners. 17%. That's not a lot of people that talk about money. But if, for example, you find out that someone has different spending habits, how are you going to handle that? We have to be able to talk about money in relationships. Now, I always think about a friend of mine who almost got scammed by someone who wanted her to buy a house for him. Crazy experience. But because money might not have been discussed in as much detail, it became possible for her to get scammed. Now, that's an extreme situation, and thankfully she was wise enough to catch on. But you need to think about, first of all, how often you talk about money, and when you do talk about money, what are you talking about? What are you addressing? Are you talking about credit? Are you talking about attitude towards money? Are you talking about saving goals? Are you talking about understanding what that person thinks about money? Very important. So hi, and I'm not going to butcher your name. Al Nassar. Thank you so much for coming in today. I'm so glad that you're here. What does that mean? Okay, so we're talking about how long it takes for people to talk about money. I'm looking at some real hard statistics here by Penfold. And it says most people say it took an average of 9 months for people to reveal their salaries to each other. 9 months. I'm doing great, sir. Some people say it took 10 months to reveal debt incurred to their partner in a relationship. Other people say during this month of love, it says people revealing investment history took 11 months. You're in a relationship with someone for 11 months and you've never talked about how much you're investing. Probably because you're afraid of talking about something so personal. And then, of course, you have another statistic that says partner didn't disclose their respective credit scores until an average of 1 year and 3 months. That's 15 months. I'm doing great, sir. I'm doing great. Hello. Hi there, Hamdans. So yeah, it's crazy how we need to begin to pay attention to money in our relationships. I found that some people find that talking to someone who is their partner about money is either intimidating or something that they're afraid of. Hey there, Laura. So 27% of couples cite money reasons as the most common reason for arguing with a partner. Okay, so if it's that high, 27% it says, cite money as a reason for people arguing about money. So why aren't we talking about money to avoid those arguments? I'm here again talking about money in this month of love. Next week is Valentine's Day. Before you go and sit down and have a meal, why don't you talk about money? Why don't you discuss things like how much you earn? Is that something that you're open to discussing with your partner? Why is it important to do it right now? Because later on down the line, it is going to come up. So it's important for us to have that conversation with our partners about money and understand where they stand. So I'm not talking here about just revealing all. But as you gain trust for your partner, begin to have conversations about money. Okay, what are their attitudes towards money? Are they the same as yours? Are you aligned when it comes to your thoughts about money? Thank you, Laura. I will keep it up. So think about this. 98% of people surveyed by Penfold wouldn't be put off by dating someone if they earned more money than them. Look, as long as that person is willing to share, I'm sure we're all okay dating someone who earns more money than us. But on the flip side, would you date someone who earns less than you? Would you date someone who earns less than you? I think that is a question we should ask. And if so, why should that affect your relationship? Most people would say, oh, it's not a big deal, or yes, it's a massive deal. How do you see that? Right? Would you, Laura, Hamdan, or Ansala, would you date somebody who is earning less than you are? Think about it. Is that something that you would do? Would you date someone who earns more than you? Would you be terrified about dealing with someone who has no understanding of money? These are real questions that we have to ask, right? And so a few things that I want to talk about do's and don'ts when it comes to handling our relationships and money. It's really important for us to understand a few things. Okay, so the first thing is set financial goals with your partner. Super, super important. Set financial goals with your partner. Make sure that your goals are aligned, like I said before. And then you also have the idea of financial stability. Make sure that you're both in a financially stable place. And if you're not, begin to work to get there. Super, super important. Okay, and then there's another point. Follow a set budget together, right? So in every relationship, you have a spender and a saver sometimes, right? My husband is the saver. I'm the spender. It's our place to make sure that we work together on a budget, okay? And then, of course, you can probably work towards being financially independent. A survey here says 67% of people agreed that financial independence was key to a happy relationship. I'm still on that journey. I'm going to get there. And I hope that you guys are there with me too and driving towards financial independence with your partners if you have one. Okay, in the UK, it says 34% of Brits date someone without savings according to a Penfold survey. So if you date someone without savings, the next question I'm going to ask you is when they need something, who they're going to ask? It's going to be you. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with giving to your partner, but you need to be able to balance that out so you can understand exactly what it means by, having a healthy financial relationship with your partner. Okay, another one is that debt can be a big stressor. So understanding how much debt that person is in and making sure that you're not tipping the cart by being in less or by being in more debt is always, always helpful. So we're talking about relationships. For those who are coming through the door, thank you so much for hopping in. We're talking about relationships and money in this month of love, February. So next week, I'm going to be talking a bit more about maybe marriage and relationships and money. And that's a completely different scenario because then if divorce happens, you actually have to split what you have. But let's keep talking. Bad spending habits, massive, massive issue. If you have a partner who has a bad spending habit, what are you going to do about it? This is major. Did you notice this? Were there red flags beforehand? Is this the first time you're finding out that your partner has bad spending habits? How do you address that in a relationship? I can tell you, I know too many relationships that have struggled because a partner has terrible spending habits. So these are things you need to know before you get into a relationship. But if you are in a relationship already, your next step should be, okay, let's figure out what we're going to do to taper your spending habits and keep them as low as possible. All right, so we talked about what financial compatibility is. If you just joined us, thank you so much. What is financial compatibility? It is basically the ability to understand your partner's spending habits, debt, saving goals, and financial priorities, and their attitudes towards money. Thank you, thank you, thank you for those who are hopping in. So I want to basically encourage everyone today to take the time and understand their partner. If you haven't observed your partner's financial habits, it's a good time to do so. What are you looking for? You're looking at how they spend money. You're looking at how they save money. You're looking at understanding what their saving goals are. You're looking at making sure that you're on the same level as far as money is concerned. And of course, be careful at the very beginning of a relationship of what you share, because it's very, very important that you protect yourself at the very beginning of your relationship. So guys, I'm not going to talk much more than that. I want to ask if anyone has any questions. If you do, can you let me know? Just raise your hand or throw a comment down below and I will answer any questions that you have. Do you have any relationship issues when it comes to money? Is your partner a spendthrift or is your partner a saver? Which partner are you, the spendthrift or the saver? I hope you're on the same page. Well, guys, that was my Saturday morning touch base with you. I so appreciate you and I thank you guys for hopping on. I ask only 3 things of you. Share this video, like it, and of course, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.